I want to show the difference of non-woke wealth, black excellence that is not for the BS. And then I'm going to show y'all these women that y'all have seen multiple times on our channel that are for the BS, that are for the woke. And wealth, so you can be, a person can have wealth, but they can be as idiot as a mango tree. So let's go. What is that? You saw that, John?
I know.
All this stuff plugged up.
At least I'm happy.
It's low.
We're never happy. When we had Trump before, we didn't appreciate him, but I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president.
Yeah, we are.
In my eyes, he's the best president we ever had. A great businessman, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and the way the day's cabinet thing, you probably went around here, it was really phenomenal. To the point you talked about team, putting together a great team.
Yes,
put together a fantastic cabinet.
Trump has done an amazing job.
He has.
And a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job. He's the best president in my eyes.
I also been reading.
Y'all heard that. Trump is the best president. This man is worth more than these women combined on this other video we're going to show. But this the best president. He the best president ever have. And y'all heard it from one of the wealthiest boxers that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Black. Now let's skip over to this other clip, man. I'm just gonna because I like Officer Tatum's point of view on this one, and he's talking about the woke, ridiculous old women that don't have nothing better. They don't have no point of views, but the same old ones we always talk about. But I like Officer Tatum's perspective on this. Let's play this.
Shout out to Officer Tatum.
Shout out to Tatum.
You can play on the swing. You can play with drugs. You can play with your girlfriend. Pause. And you can do whatever you want. Don't play with Jesus.
And so it angers me when people are like, this woke stuff, it's got to go. That's telling me that you don't care about my lived experience. You don't care about the oppression of the LGBTQ community. You don't care about the oppression of the disabled. You don't care about the oppression of immigrants. You don't care about your fellow neighbor. And that is ungodly. That is not Christian.
Crack is cheap.
I'm talking about The View because it has something to do with Jesus. It has something to do with Christianity. And y'all don't play with Jesus. That's all I say. You can play with anything else you want to play with. You can play on the swing. You can play with drugs. You can play with your girlfriend. You can do whatever you want. Don't play with Jesus. Don't play. You can play video games. Right, Trent? You play video games? You play video games?
Don't play with Jesus. Just like, I saw his video earlier today. He was talking about Jamal Wokeism Bryant. Jamal Wokeism Bryant belongs. He's the preacher for the View. He should be their on-site pastor.
You could be a gamer. You could gamble. You could play with everything else. Don't play with the Lord. That's all I'm saying. Don't play with Jesus. Let me drink a little bit of water, and then we're going to go in. Roll it.
Award season always gets a little political, but last night's Screen Actors Guild Awards, when actress and longtime activist Jane Fonda accepted her Lifetime Achievement Award, she had something to say. Take a look.
What we create is empathy. Make no mistake, empathy is not weak or woke. And by the way, woke just means you give a damn about other people. Even if they're of a different political persuasion, we need to call upon our empathy and not judge, but listen from our hearts and welcome them into our tent, because we are going to need a big tent to resist successfully what's coming at us.
Was that Jane Fonda?
Yeah, powerful.
Her skin, her face was so tight.
So are people going to take the message to heart? These are two different questions, neither which I really want to ask.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
When you heard her say that, which is, inclusion, what'd you think?
I loved that. I loved that tone, because I think when the reason as an independent I lean left is the empathy. It's so easy and natural to have empathy.
She might as well give up any conservative Republican ties that she has. This woman, you are a liberal that likes to pick and jump sides, but you are a liberal. You like to say, I like to lean when it. No, you're liberal. You're a liberal woman. Forget it. It's over. You're a liberal.
for people that are oppressed, minorities, LGBTQ+, you name it, any group. But when she named the part of other political persuasions, I felt like there was this like kind of jolt, because in the room it was like, yes, 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 and remember to understand them from their hearts, the way an actor would, because actors play bad roles. She went on to say things about men who had to play awful characters, women who had to do this. She said to play them to this level, you have to walk in their shoes. You have to understand even the bad ones. And I thought what she said just landed really heavy with me as a reminder that don't just do the easy empathy, do the empathy that challenges you a little further.
For me, it was incredibly inspiring. And again, part of this shift that I think we are beginning to see, because we've seen several award shows, and frankly, nobody has been political the way she was yesterday. And it also gave me inspiration because, you know, there's a lot of people that are older that have marched, that have protested in the past, that are now saying, you know, we're tired. It's time that the young people do it. And Jane Fonda just reminded us that you are never too old, that you are never too successful. This is a woman who has been protesting and standing up for her beliefs. Sometimes I've disagreed with her, and it has cost her at times, had great cost at her career. And you do not give up on America. You don't turn your back on America. When America needs us to stand up, speak up, and show up, we have to continue doing it.
I thought about the conversations you and I have had, Whoopi, so many times about the co-opting of the word woke. And the fact that the right somehow has made it a dirty word. To be woke is a word that came out of the African American community, and it was about acknowledging social justice inequities, acknowledging people suffering. It is not a bad thing to care about other people, to care about the sufferings of others, and to act upon it. And so Whoopi will often tell me, well, I've never been asleep. And that's how I feel. My parents, you know, they grew up in the civil rights movement. I grew up in the late 60s, 70s. I was always a part of it. And so I've never been asleep. And so it angers me when people are like, this woke stuff, it's got to go. That's telling me that you don't care about my lived experience. You don't care about the oppression of the LGBTQ community. You don't care about the oppression of the disabled. You don't care about the oppression of immigrants. You don't care about your fellow neighbor. And that is ungodly. That is not Christian.
Well, yeah, but
I hate when people try to mix Christianity into their points when the whole issue has nothing to do with Christianity. The LGBT thing you pushing, the wokeism stuff you're trying to push in, but then you want to add in Jesus in one little part to make your point fit. No. Just, you could left him out.
And in order to acknowledge other challenges or, you know, things that other cultures face, you don't have to identify under the woke terminology, because it's supposed to mean something else. It doesn't necessarily mean, okay, yeah, you just want to fight for people and stand up for people. No, it's a little bit deeper than that. It focuses on, you know, separation and division, and it wants to, you know, always point to me, a victim mindset when it doesn't have to be that. It wants to point to the victim mindset of a particular group always being the underdog, and somebody else is always supposed to be the oppressor. But that ain't it. You don't have to identify with woke to acknowledge someone else's pains, past experiences, challenges, things they've been through. Open your cotton picking eyes. Open and see. You can see that. You don't have to identify with that terminology. So I don't agree.
When woke I remember when
it went to a whole nother level.
When woke first dropped, people be like, man, stay woke. And that was, stay woke would be like about like what the government was doing and all these lies that were told. Y'all need to stay woke, man. These things that happen. Don't sleep on this. Or it could be spiritually, but
no, they wanted to highlight racism, and primarily they wanted to highlight the facts that black people were always suffering, that black people were always... That wasn't the only thing with
woke in the beginning?
No. But she said where it derived from.
She's wrong.
Oh,
that's not true.
That's what it said. I looked it up a while ago.
Yeah. Maybe that's her term, but that's not how when it was being said about. That's what was being said. I remember when Snow, the one who really dropped that word was Snow the product. She the one who was talking about to
Wait
stay
a
woke,
minute.
but it
Hold
wasn't on this crap she's talking about. It wasn't that. That didn't come till
Chat,
later.
What does the word woke come from? What is the terminology and derivative of the word woke? The woke movement.
The term woke originated in African American vernacular English, AAVE, and originally meant being awake and aware, particularly to social and political injustices. It has roots in the early 20th century, but gained prominence in the 21st century as a call to stay conscious of systemic injustices and inequalities, especially related to race. Nowadays, it's used more broadly to indicate social awareness.
Okay.
So that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So the 20th century, so it ain't been around that long, but nevertheless, it still stemmed from racial injustice and it had a lot to do with black people's injustice. Then they want to tie it all into this other stuff. But you don't have to be woke to acknowledge that. And it's every situation that goes on with a black person is not that.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother video.
Hey, you know what the most ironic thing is? They don't care about it, and they don't care about it while wearing big fat crosses around their necks.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
you know what? I think we always have to remember that all things that make people uncomfortable would be called woke. Everything. There have not been changes made in this country that were made without people being woke.
Stop.
We had to
Stop.
wake
You
up
reaching.
and see
Reaching.
that there's nothing wrong with who
my
you want to
gosh.
love as long as you keep
then
me
they tie it back
in
to
mind
that.
when I say this is who I love. All of these things were challenged by people who said, oh, maybe they didn't say you're too woke, but they used whatever the hip word of the time was. This has always been, it will always be. This is what change does. It makes people uncomfortable. It scares people, makes people think that they are losing their place. You're not losing your place.
No.
What your place is telling you is that they're
I
Can't
feel
listen
you.
to him.
She's reaching.
I
A little
feel
bit at
you.
a time. Woke has nothing to do with social justice. Woke is when you go too goddog far. That's when you want kids taking puberty blockers.
Yeah,
That's
that's
when
the
the
current
man
age.
with his weenie hanging out in the locker room with girls, and y'all think that's totally fine.
Exactly.
They beating the brakes off these women in sports, and you think that's totally fine. They grunting and dunking on women, breaking records, 300-pound records, and y'all, that's totally fine.
And I always think about whenever I think about when he's talking when woke is used with a transgender person in sports, I always think about that MMA fighter, the one. And I saw that joke when I saw that Joker come in that press conference with that slew foot, them long feet, that big jacket with them braids. I said, man, this just got beat up by a nigga, man. That's just a dude. That's just a dude. He was slew footed in a mug too.
And
I was like,
the women
man,
didn't
come on,
even
bro.
stand a chance. But you can't fight a man, but you can go in there and fight a woman. That's just whack and weak to me.
Yeah, because you gonna fight a man, so you gonna get one kick to the neck and you out of there. You out of there, man.
Yeah.
That's woke. That's woke. When everything somebody do is racism, that's woke. That's not empathy. That's called weaponized empathy. When you're weaponizing empathy, you're saying, oh, illegal aliens, they deserve a chance. No. The people who came here right deserve a chance. What you're doing is you're gaslighting us. If you came to America illegally, you knew what you would get into when you came here. What about the people who came here the right way? We are protecting them. We care about their rights. We care about their sacrifices. Now, there are people that come here illegally that just want a better life. But to the expense or the detriment of who? We care about America. That's why we don't want people taking advantage of America. That's why we don't want people taking opportunities from Americans. That y'all claim y'all care, but y'all really don't care.
No.
We don't want people coming over here illegally. It comes with trafficking. It comes with all kind of stuff. Drugs, the growth and development and funding of the cartel, people dying in the middle of the desert getting over here. It comes with a lot of crap, too. That's why we don't want MS-13 and gang members and people getting hurt trying to come over here illegally.
Exactly.
Y'all don't care about that. That's why y'all woke. We don't want children getting irreversible surgeries and then they grow up and confused and they want to change and they grow out of it. Y'all not even doing no research. Other countries have already banned underage kids getting puberty blockers.
Wow,
but
we
you
should
don't
too.
care about the real mental health of young people. You don't care. You just want to use that to your benefit to say, look, I'm virtue signaling. Look, I'm woke. Look, I'm aware. I'm in tune. And kids are dying every day. Suicide rates are going up after they transition.
Yep.
And y'all cool with that. Y'all cool with the Me Too movement and all this stuff. Women putting men in prison, lying. Y'all cool with that though. Y'all cool with the unaliving of the unborn. It's her body, her choice. But what about the man's choice? Oh, they don't count. Oh, okay. And then when she had a baby, he in the child support office. Oh, he a deadbeat. Well, I thought it was her choice. Why he got anything to do with it? Y'all just using it as a way to bash people. And I think Republicans love people more than Democrats do. Democrats are like the narcissistic girlfriend that she just gaslight you into thinking that she love you. She's playing games the whole time, knowing she got an ulterior motive. Republicans is like the conservative Christian woman that genuinely love you.
And that's the only issue, because Republicans can't. It's been hard for Republicans, conservative, to reach the black community, because it's this what it is. We want y'all to grow. We want y'all to be this, but you need to be able to do this on your own. Whereas, and that's why they can't show up. So black people don't see them. They don't see the love of what we really want for the country. But the Democrats can go over and run out. They'll run right up there and show up to your camp
with all the fake news.
Be present
with all the fake news.
They show up with all the crap.
Yep,
and then we run to that like, oh, they support. This
all
is
the lies.
This is what we supposed to be with.
Vote for them,
This
and
is
then
us.
they don't do nothing. They tell you they're gonna do it and get in office and make their pockets fatter with your tax dollars.
And then they disappear.
Please.
When after they've gotten what they want, you don't see them no more. They not in your hood. They not supporting. It's not about
worse
black
cities, worse schools, more homeless, more improv. I mean, please.
Sanctuary city should
Do the
be.
research.
It should be illegal to have a sanctuary
It's out
city.
there.
It should be illegal to sanctuary a city. Anyway,
genuinely care about you. That's looking at it through the lens of Christ to try to make right decisions, even though they may be difficult decisions. Versus the narcissist, feminist, woke one who really don't. They got the good man really believing in her, really thinking that she care about the future, because that's what she say. In her mind, she really don't like you. She really like your cousin. She say, let's move in together. Let's be a family. She really want to start her own life and want to be an entrepreneur, and she don't really plan on being with you no more. That's what the Democrats do. So the good man goes along and say, yeah, wow, we're in love. Wow, we're going to really have a family together. And y'all talk about it, and she tell you, yeah, I love you. I want to have a family and all this other stuff. That girl ain't thinking about this. She ain't even thinking about that. And your heart finna get broken, and she know your heart gonna be broken, but she don't care. She ain't thinking about that. She thinking about her end goal. The woman that gets pregnant and never tell you about it until after she go to the Planned Parenthood. That's what the Democrat is. Or you can say the man that read you them vows and went before the altar with the pastor marrying you, your family there, your best friends and all this stuff there, and he is a serial cheater. That man can't keep in his pants for 24 hours. He messing with her. You done looked in his phone and he cheating. With his family on the line, job on the line, reputation on the line, and he cheating. That's a Democrat for you. That's the Democrat. Versus the person that's saying, we gonna make it in life. Just hold on. Just trust me. I know I'm working 2 jobs right now. I know I come home late, but I'm making sure I'm doing the right thing. I'm making sure I put food on the table. Just trust me, we're going to make it somewhere if you just hang on. And that man go on to be somebody great. That's the Republican. I could go down the analogy list. That's how I genuinely feel. These Democrats, it's like a disease, man. And I don't want to think that, because they probably think that about us. It's a disease. These people are not in tune with reality.
Not at all.
Everything Elon do now is evil.
Yep.
Everything Trump does is evil. Because they don't like him, not because it's real.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Shout out to Officer Tatum, always bringing the heat with the content, and that's why I truly really love being able to react to his content at times. But I'm really hoping that show will be, because it continues to perpetuate a mindset that's based off of, falsity. If you're going to, or, false perspectives from their tainted viewpoint. They may have some facts here and there, intertwined throughout all of the nonsense, but it's rare, you know, or it's facts on stuff that don't mean nothing. Okay, the Grammys, you know, so what? Or Oscars or whatever that was. But my thing is,
talking about Jane Fonda.
Yeah,
or the Jane Fonda.
Was it the Grammys? I think it was the Grammys.
I don't know, some woke event probably. I don't know what event that was.
Well, it was dealing with actors.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I can't even tell that was Jane Fonda. Her face was so tight. She looked
Keep it going.
very young. I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
But nah, man, it's man, forget that word. I don't care what the origin of it came from. That word is like a dirty.
It hasn't always been around.
That is like when you go into a gas station bathroom and see that dirty toilet. That's what that word is for me.
So, but Sonny was saying actually isn't correct. She said it hasn't been around for years. When you think about our ancestors, you know, slavery was a horrible, horrible thing that was all over the world. But we know it's really brutal over here in Western culture. But nevertheless, were the slaves? Well, I'm just saying. Were they woke? Were they woke? Were they woke? No, they were trying to survive and deal with what was going on during that time. Where did woke come in? ChatGPT said 20th century. So it's a new. It's a new.
About 2017, 2018 when they started talking.
It's a new terminology, ideology. That's all I'm saying. No, we ain't got to have no history lesson.
So about 2017, 2018, when they start bringing that word in, when I first started hearing it, talk people in music. But the first person I really hearing talk about it was Snow the Product. Which funny, she is part of that community.
Okay,
too,
well,
so.
it's we know why it was created and developed and how the movement went. But it's we already know the truth. But people have to be willing to go down the rabbit hole and dig deep.
Man,
and what is truly behind it. You don't have to be woke to see what's really going on. You don't have to be woke to know that there have been injustices going on since the beginning of the time. And who said this ever going to end? That's what our ethnic groups. But that's not how they want to look at it. Mm-hmm. They just continue. But anyway, I don't want to get on that soapbox.
All right, y'all.
But thank God for people like Mayweather.
Yeah, for real. No, strong black.
What's the man name?
Mayweather. Strong. Wealthy, not woke, not looking for a handout, not looking for people to give him nothing. He wants people to make money, empower themselves, and you support Trump. You get the reverse is black people are impoverished and not rich, and we all homeless and slaves. Get your ass out of here. All right, man. We'll see you on the next one, man. 2025.
Stay alive.
Bye.
Peace.